My name is Sophia Zahner. I'm a member of the Columbus, Ohio branch of the Socialist Alternative. So I don't know if you've been hearing in the news, but there's an election coming up, and Socialist Alternative has taken a somewhat controversial position of endorsing Howie Hawkins for president instead of Joe Biden. We at Socialist Alternative can't endorse a candidate like Joe Biden, who has spent his whole career harming working class Americans and people of other countries. I believe he has said out loud that he will not defund the police, and he wrote the 1994 crime bill, which was a law that basically created mass incarceration as we know it. Joe Biden has said with certainty that he would veto Medicare for all. The American people cannot trust Joe Biden to undo any of the damage that Trump has done in any serious way. If the Democrats learn that they have your vote no matter what incentive do they have to listen to the American people on any of the issues that are important to us? What incentive does he have to not continue the Democrats' neoliberal agenda, which they share with the Republicans? If the Democratic Party truly did care about the American people, they would have put up a much bigger fight than they are putting up against the Republicans right now. They basically let the Republicans do whatever they want. And we cannot reward candidates who do that with our support. We can't. At some point, we have to be willing to withdraw our vote. At some point, we have to be willing to say no. This is unacceptable. A protest vote would send a message that, yeah, we are sick and tired of this baloney. What does Joe Biden say? He says malarkey. We're sick and tired of this malarkey. Got to keep it on theme. The other thing that we have to keep in mind is that although Donald Trump is, a pretty nasty figure, you have to view him in context of what's going on. A lot of these overlapping apocalyptic crises that we're living through in 2020, they are decades in the making. The American government has known about climate change for decades. The Republicans and the Democrats both have had ample time to do something about it, and they have chosen not to. The problem of racism and police brutality, obviously, is not something that Donald Trump invented, nor is the mistreatment of immigrants, which Obama participated in pretty heavily as well. What we're seeing now is not Donald Trump. What we're seeing now is capitalism. These are systemic problems, and they will not go away until the system changes. While we should avoid supporting bad candidates, we also need to be aware that just getting rid of a bad candidate isn't going to solve our problems. What we need is a new political party, which has the guts to actually tackle our challenges head on, to stand up to both the Republicans and the Democrats, whose leadership is held accountable to the voters and is forbidden from taking corporate funding. That's not going to be an easy project, but it isn't an impossible one. But most importantly, what we have to remember is that our main struggle is not in the ballot box. Every little piece of social progress that we've had in the United States, none of that happened because of benevolent politicians deciding to do the right thing. It happened because we working class people stood up and demanded that they give those concessions to us. Independent working class political movements on the streets, in the workplaces, in parties and organizations and labor unions. And if you want to get started, you can always join the Socialist Alternative. So that's why we endorsed Howie Hawkins. Thank you for listening.